What's up, everybody? Big Sky Bowler coming to you again from Town and Country Lanes, and today we have a ball review video for our newest release on the swag line of balls, the Joker Maniac. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So starting today, we are releasing the Joker Maniac internally with our PBA staff. I'm very excited about this ball. The colors on this ball just really are very attractive, very bright. It's easy to see the rotation of the ball as it goes down the lane. I've actually had this ball since Vegas at our Bowl Expo. I was lucky enough to get the floor model that we had on display in Vegas, and I have thrown it quite a bit since then. Obviously, I couldn't throw it in anything official, so really just practices when I was out here messing around, and I am very impressed with this ball so far. If very many of you remember, a while back we had the Joker Wild come out, and that ball, while being quite successful in the first releases that we had, the releases that we had after seemed to have a little bit of issues, and they weren't as popular. What I can tell you with this Joker Maniac, though, it is everything that the Joker Wild was not. Anyway, I'm going to get this out on the lanes. We've got a pretty fresh house shot out here today. I'm going to compare it to not only my Fantasy Days, but also my Silver Bell, because I've got those two with me today. I unfortunately don't have my Fantasy Star. But yeah, let's get this out there and see what it looks like. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. Like I said, we have a pretty fresh house shot out here, and in fact, I think it's completely fresh. Usually the bowling alley out here has cheaper games on Sunday mornings, so they usually condition the lanes. But anyway, we're going to start standing 25 and keeping my hand in a rolling position and looking, 12, 13, somewhere in there. And we'll see what this ball gives us. Good shot. Pretty decent reaction. So standing 25, looking 12, 13. I hit 12, 13 out to about 10 at the break point. And I really like what I see. It's pretty sharp off the break point so far from what I can tell. And right now I'm just looking at the track flare on the ball. It looks like we have 2.5, well, no more than that, maybe 3 inches, 3.5 inches of track flare, which is quite a bit of flare for this ball. I'm going to try that same shot, roll it a little bit more. That's a little right. Now what I'm seeing initially from this ball that I like so far is it's reading the mid lane. If you guys remember the Joker Wild when it came out, the Joker Wild was a tad earlier on the lane, and if you ever had the original Joker Solid, obviously that ball was super low RG. It read pretty much right before the arrows for its reaction. So I like the fact that this ball is scooting through the fronts a little bit and reading more in the mid lane. We're going to throw another shot, standing 25, looking 13, trying to get it out to 10 at the break point here. And again, we're staying behind the ball at this point. Good shot. Really good reaction. So again, as far as a response at the break point, it's fairly quick. Not as quick as it could be. Now, this cover stock on this ball comes out of box at 3,000 grit sanded, and a lot of our sanded pro covers have a tendency to be not quite slow, not quite fast, kind of like in the middle. And in fact, if you ask me, I would compare it to almost like a hybrid cover stock reaction, because a hybrid, of course, combines pearl and solid together, gives you kind of that in-between reaction at the break point. That's what I see out of our sanded pearls whenever we release one. So I'm going to move left here. I'm going to go 6 with my feet, 2 with my eyes. So I'm looking 15 now, standing 31. See what we get here. Hand in the same position. Good shot. Oh, good shot. Okay, almost a pocket 4-9 there. Luckily enough, the 4 went late. But you can see that shape it gives you at the break point. It's not exactly slow, not exactly fast, kind of like right in the middle. And so far, I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. Now keep in mind, my hand is staying mostly behind the ball at this point. I have yet to really get around it. So we're going to reset here, and we're going to throw that same shot again. So again, standing 31, looking 15, trying to get it to 10 at the break point. Rolly hand position. Good shot, a little bit right. Oh, but it came off it. A little bit right. I missed a couple boards right on that shot. It made it to the pocket, drove through the pins hard, gave me a strike. Now granted, this is a house shot, but I have seen that same amount of miss carry over to sport shots. One more shot, standing 31, looking 15. Maybe 16 this time, because I did actually hit 15 really good, and it hit 8 at the break point, so we're going to go for 16. Good shot. There it is. Oh, there it is. And so there's one of the things about the slag balls that is really unique when it comes to bowling equipment. All of our slag balls have the elastic-y outer core, and that elastic-y outer core gives the ball more kinetic energy at the pins. So in a case like that, where that ball is going to hit just a little bit light, it really likes to send those pins flying, and instead of leaving a stone 7 pin, it knocked it out. Okay, so that last shot, again, standing 31, looking 15, 16. You know, my break point has been 8 to 10 area down at 40 feet, and so far, it's given me a really good reaction. I'm going to move left, 3 more boards. So now I'm going to be standing 34, and my eyes are going to be at 17, maybe 18. We'll try 17 first. Looking to get it down to 10 with our hand in the same rolly position. Good shot. There's 8. Whoa. Whoa, look at that. So again, it's not skid flip. It's not that really heavy rolly type of benchmark look. It's right in between, and that's one thing I'm really liking. It's just nice and smooth, but it's not so smooth that it's going to leave a 10 pin, and not so sharp that it's going to go through the pins too hard at this point. We're going to throw that shot again. Now again, keep in mind, I have yet to really get around the ball. So we're looking 10 at the break point at 40 feet, and 17 at the arrows. Good shot. There's 10. I might have thrown it a tad slow that time, but that was a really good shot right there. So we made it out to 10 at the break point, and it just read it really well. Came off the pattern nice and hard, enough to go Brooklyn. Now keep in mind, this is a symmetrical ball. And for a symmetrical ball, the shape it's given me at the break point, I'm very impressed with. All right, we're going back to 34, 17. Again, staying behind it. Throw it a little faster this time. Good shot. Oh, there it goes. A little bit more speed on that one. Same line as before, and as you can see, it just obliterated the pins. It continued very hard through the pin deck, split the 8 and the 9. Beautiful strike. Okay, we're going to move 3 more boards left. So I was standing 34. I'm going to stand 37. And my eyes are going to move 1 left to 18. 10 at my break point. Same hand position. See what this ball does now. Good shot. There's 10. Oh, it came off it really sharp, actually. Again, I might have thrown it a little slow. I have a tendency to kind of slow my speed down as I start going left, because I want to make sure the ball's going to shape. So, based on what I saw there, I'm going to throw that same shot, and I'm going to speed it up a little bit. 37, looking 18, throw it a little bit faster. Same hand position as before. Decent shot, a little left at the break point.
Decent shot, a little left of the break.
Yeah, see that time we hit 12 at the break point instead of 10, so obviously it went Brooklyn. Try that shot again. .37, looking 18, staying behind the ball, a little faster. Oh, I got around it. Uh-oh. So yeah, I hit 18, got it to 10, but I got around it, and it really just made that ball go. So we'll try that one again. I think my feet were a little too quick, got ahead of myself, and I tried to force it out of my hand. Don't worry, we'll get it eventually. 37, 18, behind the ball, a little faster. There we go. And there is the strike. Beautiful shot. Now, as you can see on that particular shot, I was a little faster. I stayed behind it. 18 at the arrows, 10 at the break point. It did go through the pins, although the ball is now kind of starting to end up more behind, or in line with, I should say, the 9 pin, instead of splitting the 8 and the 9. So I think at this point we're getting to the limitation of the ball if we stay behind it. But that gives me a pretty good range with this particular ball so far. So I started left foot on 25, aiming, 12, 13, 10 at the break point, and we kept going Brooklyn. I never really got in the pocket. So then we jumped big time left, 6 and 2, and that's where we're able to start shaping it into the pocket. I would guess if we were to rough the surface up a little bit more, maybe bring it down to 2,000, maybe even 1,000, you could probably square yourself up and play those straighter lines. But for now, I'm going to move 3 more boards left with my feet, 1 more board left with my eyes. So we're standing 40 now, and we're looking at 19, and we're going to get around it, generate some rotation here. Good shot. There's 10. Little slow. Again, like I said, when I start moving deep, I have a tendency to slow my speed down just because I want to make sure the ball shapes. Obviously, I threw it way too slow. So I need to remember, I got to keep my speed up with this ball. All right, back to 40. And we're looking 19, break point at 10. And like I said, we're going to get around it and keep my speed up this time. That was 20 and 11. So I was left at the arrows, left at the break point. That was 20 and 11. Try it again. All right, here we go again. Standing 40, looking at 19. 10 is my intended break point. Keep it fast, get around it a little bit. There we go. There's 10. Oh, it still went through the pins. There's 10. It's awesome. So again, it didn't exactly split the 8 and the 9 at that point, but it got far enough into the middle of the deck to carry out a strike. Let's keep going left and see exactly what this ball is going to do. Now, based upon that last shot, like I said, the first time I threw that line, I was a little bit slower than usual, and it went high. I threw it a little bit faster on that last shot, and as you can see, it carried the strike. So what we're going to do is move to 43. So we're almost in front of the ball return right now. And we're kind of squeezed up against it, but I'm looking 20 at the arrows, and we're going to dial our speed back down, the same amount of rotation as we had previously. See what we get. Oh, I came around it way too much. Maybe that was a good thing. It really came off the spot that time. Try that again. Now, this line that I'm standing on right now is not a line that I'm used to throwing very often. In my leagues, I never really get that deep. In tournaments, it kind of depends on the pattern we're bowling on. Okay, so we're going to try that same line, and this time we're not going to get so much around it like we just did. So again, I'm standing 43, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 43, and we are looking 19, 20 at the arrows, 10 at the break point, trying to get around it a little bit, not like I did the last shot. That's better. There's 10. Slow. That's the only problem we had there. So good shot, just a little slow. Standing 43, looking 20, 10 at the break point. Here we go. Much better. That's 8 at the break point. And you could see it labored a little bit. Now, because this is a symmetrical chord ball, obviously you're going to hit a limitation at some point, and we may have just hit that limitation. Although, if you go back to the first shot I threw at this line, I came around it a lot more and the ball shaped. So we're going to do that exact same line. I'm going to come around it even more at the same speed though, and we'll see what we get here. Oh, there you go. You see that? Oh, there you go. You see that? So I came around that ball as much as I could at that point, and it just screamed off that break point. We did make it to 10. See if I can't throw that a little faster. A little bit faster, same rotation, same target. That's better. There's 10. There we go. That's better. There's 10. That was a really good shot. So as you can see, honestly, we really haven't hit the limitations of this ball yet. So I'm standing 43 on the approach with my feet, sending it through the fourth arrow out to my break point at 10, and it shapes really, really good. So why not move further left? Let's go to 46 with my feet and start looking left at fourth arrow. I'm going to have to get in front of the ball return and shorten my approach for this. We're basically taking a step out to do this here. Hopefully this goes well. There's 10. Oh, there we go. We got a slow roller for the 9 pin. There's 10. I'm actually kind of shocked a little bit. So like I said earlier, I've had this ball since Bowl Expo in Vegas this last year. I got the floor model from the display that we had out there. And I have thrown it, but I have yet to throw it this deep on the lane. So to see that, I'm very impressed. Let's move again. So that time we were 46. I'm going to have to stand in front of the gutter cap at this point. Again, we're four-stepping now. And we're looking, oh, that's probably 24 at the arrows, 10 at the break point. We'll see what we get here. Shouldn't have to loft it quite yet. Good shot. There's 10. It still carried it.
Good shot. There's 10.
And that's where the elasticy outer core really comes into play with our equipment. I mean, I've thrown shots like that with other bowling balls before I was with California Bowling, and I never used to carry those. It seems like whenever I throw those types of shots with our stuff, they carry about 98% of the time for me. So again, we have yet to hit the limit. I'm going to jump left again, and we're going to have to loft it this time. So I'm four-stepping. And 10 at the break point. This is like almost 30 at the arrow, so we're going to have to loft it a bit here. Let's see what we get. A little bit of loft. There's 10. And see, I threw it a little slow, so it crossed over. But
There's 10.
But you can see the reaction the ball's giving me. It's reading very strong and just wants to go once it gets down there. Not quite as much get up and go as like a skid flip type reaction like you saw with our previous release, the Dynamite Max, more in between a solid and a pearl. All right, we're going to try that same shot, except this time we're going to give it just a little bit more speed here, hopefully, and try and get it over into the pocket. So 10 at the break point. We're looking 29 at the arrow, so this is almost 6th arrow at this point. Here we go. I'm going to try that again. So again, I'm throwing it kind of slow at this point because of how far left I am. Not only that, I've shortened my approach and I've reduced it by 1 step, so that's really slowing me down as well. See if we can't get moving a little faster this time. Might have to go to 3 steps. Same line as before. Got to round it a little more. We're going to try that same line. We're going to try and get it going a little bit faster though. So we want to get it in the 10 board area at the break point. We're looking left of 5th arrow at this stage for our target. That's pretty good. There's 10. Okay, there we go. So you saw it labor there. Okay, there we go. So you saw it labor there. I had some good speed on it that time. The previous shots I threw were quite a bit slower in the ball. I just didn't want to stop going. Keep in mind, when you're standing this far left on the lane, you always want to dial down your speed so the ball shapes. Now in this particular case, if you're a little too fast, the ball scoots to the break point, never gets back to the head pin. If you're a little too slow, it actually faces up a little too quick and goes to the face. So playing this area of the lane with any ball is always a little difficult. Let's try one more shot here, and then we're going to throw the Fantasy Days and the Silver Bell as kind of a comparison. Good shot. Yeah. Good shot. So you see there, same line as before, but we had just a little bit less speed. We got it to the same break point, and it shaped. It went through the pins really hard, didn't deflect, and that is the most important part. If the ball's not deflecting when you're this deep, that means you have a really good ball in your hand. All right, we're going to switch over to the Fantasy Days. Now, keep in mind, my Fantasy Days has a smoother layout on it. It's really laid out to give me control over the pattern. So with the Fantasy Days here, you're going to see it'll be a lot smoother throughout the entire lane. It won't be nearly as quick at the break point. It's going to give you a shape that is kind of more of a benchmark shape, which is what I use my Fantasy Days for anyways. So So there's the Fantasy Days. Now, oh, I actually got the 4-pin late. But there's the Fantasy Days. So I was standing 30 on the approach, 15, 16 at the arrows. And you can see just how much slower response the Fantasy Days is. Okay guys, so there it is, the brand new Joker Maniac from the Swag line of balls. Again, this ball doesn't read quite as strong as a benchmark style reaction. It doesn't read quite as late as like a skid flip, kind of like what we have with the Dynamite Max. It's more in between, more medium at the break point. Honestly, like I said earlier, it kind of reacts like a hybrid. You know, I usually don't throw too many hybrids. Just, I never matched up well with them, so it was one of those things that I never really got into. But this kind of reminds me of a hybrid. You know, it's got that length of the pearl, but the read of a solid. And when it comes off the break point, it doesn't go really strong like a skid flip. It just is nice and controlled, and it goes through the pins really well. As you can see there, you know, I was lofting the gutter, and the ball just didn't want to stop going. So anyways, this ball will be worldwide public release October 10th. You can get yours at swagbowling.com, or you can reach out to me on Facebook or YouTube and let me know you'd like to put an order together. Thanks for watching the video today, guys. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leave a like below, and we'll see you in the next video.